In the 21st century, compliance is a crucial concern for any business wanting to avoid costly fines and lawsuits. But this wasn't always the case. As far back as the Middle Ages, merchants and artisans formed guilds and set rules for the trades they practiced. This type of regulation was purely internal and specific to the association. But the late 19th century saw massive growth in business's power and scope. After several corporate scandals, the days of voluntary self-regulation were numbered. The dawn of the 20th century marked a push not only to break up monopolies and trusts, but also to regulate dangerous practices. Inspired by Upton Sinclair's expose of the meatpacking industry, the agency that became the Food and Drug Administration was established under President Theodore Roosevelt's administration. A few decades later, another Roosevelt, Franklin D., pursued legislation that would curb market manipulation and protect workers. This formed the Securities and Exchange Commission and the Fair Labor Standards Act, whose regulatory intent still guides us today, like when employers track their employees' hours for overtime purposes. Much of what we think of as modern compliance accelerated after World War II. Title VII of the Civil Rights Act was a landmark in preventing workplace discrimination and set the tone for later decades. For example, in 1986, sexual harassment was legally recognized as a violation of the Civil Rights Act. There was also more room to improve when it came to workplace safety. In the early 70s, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or OSHA, was created to do just that, mandating a standardized set of requirements. Oh, and remember those corporate scandals? Early in the 90s, white-collar crime came back into the headlines. That's when the federal sentencing guidelines for organizations were created to promote better corporate compliance and ethics programs. As the business world evolves, compliance requirements follow. They help prevent everything from unsafe working conditions to discrimination against protected groups, making it necessary to keep employees trained and aware of legislation's expectations. Like what you learned? Each episode of HR Evolution explores a different topic to show how far the industry has come. To explore this episode's theme further, click the link in the description below.